Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Thursday, January 28th, and these are the charts of the day. Today we're going to go back over the shorts that we had been talking about and recommending over the course of the last week or two, starting with COH. As you can see, the perfect channel and trend that was formed here. We kept holding the trend line and moving average until the sharp break earlier this month, which was followed by a very, very distinct and beautiful bear flag. This looks like now that we've moved back up towards the declining 10-day moving average. The maximum I can see the stock moving up towards its 35.5 3/4. And if it rolls over from here, we may see a quick plunge that takes it back down to the 30 range, and then below that, possibly 26, 27 area. Next, we have DGW, Duo Global Water, and that one is topped out with a kind of a head and shoulders top, broke down on heavy volume and has made little headway. Today dropping another $1.55. Looks like it's headed sharply lower, perhaps maybe even to retest the 22 area ultimately. Next up is ESCO Technologies, ESE. You can see the stock has been in a topping pattern for months. Finally cracked in November, rallied back to resistance at the neckline and declining moving average and trend line. And looking in a little closer, you'll see it's hugged that moving average and trend line and finally began to roll over. A takeout of the 30, 90, 31 zone should lead for this stock down to my next target down around the 26 3/4 range thereabout. And beyond that, something in the low 20s. Next up is EWP, iShares Spain Index ETF. Nice head and shoulders top formed here. Break of the neckline. Stock has been cascading lower each day, down another $1.27 today, and continuing to look like it has 39.40 written all over it, maybe even something in the 35, 36 area. Another of the index funds, this one from Brazil, is the EWZ, which is similarly formed kind of a head and shoulders top, broke down and has been heading steadily lower for the last 2.5 weeks as volume and technicals, volume is heavy and technicals move lower. A new one I put on the list is GEF, Greif Brothers, Packaging Containers, another very toppy looking rollover head and shoulders type pattern. The neckline was broken yesterday. Stock moved down another 94 cents today, and looks like a new downtrend is underway with an ultimate target down around the 40, 40.5 area, perhaps even as low as mid-30s, should it get real ugly out there. Global Payments, GPN, is up next. You'll see that a beautiful rising channel was underway for most of the year. Double topped up around the 54 range. Broke hard early January, has been sliding ever since. Today it tried to rally, was up early, and then closed very negatively on a downside reversal day. Volume technicals look quite negative, and the stock continues to proceed in a downward track. Next up is J.Crew, JCG, which is completing a top formation as well, rolling over. Moving averages are crossing over and moving down. The stock tried to bounce here, but formed a little mini bear flag, and today dropped to $1.16 and appears to be heading lower as well. Targets somewhere around the 32 zone. Beneath that, something in the low to mid 20s is a potential. LFC China Life is next. Completed a rising channel, broke through the moving averages. They've also rolled over. Stock completed kind of a head and shoulders type top, and has now been heading steady lower for the last couple of weeks as well since the beginning of the month at 76. Has now gotten down to 64 of thereabouts. Tried to bounce today, backed off and closed with a loss. Still looks quite negative as technicals plunge and volume increases to the downside. Nuvasiv, NUVA, which is been on our list for a while since it broke in October. Rallied back, rolled over hard, bounced, made a lower low, formed a declining channel, could not get back above resistance, faded here at the declining 50-day moving average in channel top and has been rolling over. Managed to close unchanged today, but a stock that looks lower, and my objective on this one is down near the 23.5 range for a retest of the March, all the way back to a retest of the March lows. Brazilian oil company Petrobras, Petróleo Brasileiro, PBR, nice head and shoulder formation here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, broke the neckline, started to accelerate as volume increased. Technicals fell apart. Today bounced 21 cents and may have some more upside to and more retracement to do, but certainly a stock that has lower targets ahead of it. Current target is 38, beneath that around 34. Perfect World, PWRD. Which has topped out, in my opinion, broken the neckline of a head and shoulder or topping type pattern, broke down and formed a perfect little bear wedge or bear coil, whatever you want to call it. Certainly looks like it has 33.5 written all over it, and then beyond that, something down in the mid to high 20s may be doable. And lastly is TUP Tupperware. Tupperware also, after a big run up that saw this move from 11 to 50, has formed a topping type pattern, broke down, back to it, couldn't get through, fell, and now it's formed another bear flag. Stair step down to 40.5, 38.5, and 35.75. Those are my targets. That's it for today. There's just some ideas on the short side as stocks are starting to roll over and break some important multi-month uptrends.